We're so happy to see you all here tonight. It's been too long since we've had one of these, and we've missed you. So glad thank you very much. So we thought we'd just throw together a production this fall, just to let you know that we are still here, and we will be back in the spring, full speed, full power. So hopefully we'll see you all then. In the meantime, we've been fundraising. We've been working on a renovation project on the hall next door. To date, we've raised just short of $50,000 for that. We have a couple of grants in the works, so hopefully the grant companies will take us seriously since we've raised that amount on our own, and will be generous and help us out. So not this next year, but hopefully by the next year you'll be able to see some changes. Tonight's performance is a melodrama. I don't know how many of you are familiar with melodramas. It's always been one of my favorites, I'll tell you what. You got it. The first time I ever mentioned doing a melodrama to the cast, they about had a cow. They said, no, we can't do melodramas, we have to do a comedy. Well, the melodrama is one of the oldest forms of comedy on the American stage, and they've got everything. It's greed and treachery and love and the eternal fight between good and evil, so it's got it all. Just to put you all in the mood, picked just a couple of songs that were popular in melodrama's heyday, which was the late 1800s to early 1900s. And Dennis is going to lead us in them. You have words on your table. If you'd like to sing along, that would be great.
There you go, right.
Now let's have some fun, okay?
Evening, folks. We're going to get you involved a little bit by starting out with singing some songs. You've got some words to music in front of you. The first one we're going to sing is about Casey, and it's called "The Band Played On." So you basses in there, you're going to have to sing tenor because it's what it is. Right, Marla?
Oh, I have to sing way up there now?
Okay, we ready? Casey would waltz with the strawberry blonde and the band played on. He'd fly across the floor with the girl he adored and the band played on. But his tank was so loaded he barely exploded. The poor girl was shaken with alarm. He married the girl with the strawberry curls and the band played on. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, now we'll sing the next one. Strolling through the shady lanes with your baby
just gotta tell you, I am so in love with you. Now I know I don't have my own coffee shop like Lloyd Jark. I don't have my own museum like Lloyd Jark. Doggone it, I can't even go to them fancy auctions and buy nice cars like Lloyd Jark. But nevertheless, I want you to know I love you.
Aw, I love you too. But tell me more about this Lloyd Jark.
Ashley, that boy over there is bothering Aspen. But he's not even talking to her. That's what's bothering her.
Doc Wood, how you doing?
Oh, I'm
Say,
sorry.
can you help me? I've been having a problem sleeping, having nightmares.
What's the deal?
Oh, one night I'm a teepee, then I'm a wigwam, then I'm a teepee, then I'm a wigwam, teepee, wigwam. I don't know what's happening.
The answer is obvious, my friend. You're just too tense.
Yeah, something terrible happened to me yesterday. Oh no. Well, I had my dog in the back of my pickup and I had a gas can back there, and she drank it all. When she got out, she just ran around in circles and then tipped over.
Oh my gosh, did she die?
No, she ran out of gas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to our featured presentation, The Wild Flowering of Chastity, or Chased Across the Stage. Now, anybody out here in the audience who has been to a melodrama before? Very good. So you know, as a member of the audience at a melodrama, you don't just sit there and watch the play. You participate in it. Woo! Yeah! So I'm going to introduce you to a few of our characters in this production. Now I'm going to introduce you to a villain. He's mean, he's nasty, he's treacherous, he's evil, he's just not a very nice person. Does anybody know what you do when the villain comes out on stage? That's right. I want to hear everybody out here boo and hiss. Come on. Come on, hiss. Who's not going to know he's evil? Come on, let's hear it. Very good. So let me introduce you to our villain, Desmond Darkacre.
Did they say something?
Very good. Now, every melodrama needs a hero. And boy, do we have a hero for you tonight. He's handsome, he's steward, he's just not very smart. Does anybody know what you do when the hero comes in? Yay! That is what you do? Come on, let's hear it! You have to help him cheer on against evil. So I'm going to introduce you to our hero, Terrence Trulong! Very good. Now we have a lovely young lady with us tonight. She's as innocent as she is beautiful. And what we do when she makes her entrance is most sentimental of all. Everybody place your hands over your heart and give a big sigh. That's right. So let me introduce you to our lovely young lady, play itself. But first, we're going to have Dennis sing us one more song, our theme song, Home Sweet Home. Take it away, Dennis.
With pleasures and palaces, though I may roam, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Chastity, wildflower, come hither, child, and hearken unto the songs of the birdies. Chastity, Chastity, wildflower, come hither, child, and hearken unto the songs of the birdies. Chastity, Chastity, wildflower, I'll bust your head if you don't have it.
Good morning, dear Auntie Addison. How healthy you look today. What a relief you did not pass away in your sleep.
Nonsense, child. I'm as hearty as the day I...
Your happiness is my happiness, dear Auntie, for you are all I have left in this world. My dear older sister, Violet Nightshade, left home to become a wicked city woman, and my dear younger sister, Melody Bo Peep, left home to pursue a tall, dark stranger who loved her, sobbed, and left her. Hark! Hark alert! Or could it be a little song sparrow? Do you hear them, dear Auntie? Dear Auntie? Dear Auntie? Oh, gasp! Oh, groan! Oh, gag! Whatever shall become of me? To whom shall I turn in this cruel world? Oh, may the powers above send me a sign. Oh, she stirs! She stirs! Bless me with a word, dear Auntie.
Closer. Pronto.
Never fear, I shall fetch it like the wind, like the wind! Shall I pour you a spoonful, dear Auntie?
Spoonful. Schmoonful. Tell me, child, have you sold enough Easter eggs to meet today's mortgage payment?
Alas, dear Auntie, June seems to be another slow month in the Easter egg business. Although I have dyed my eggs even more gaily than usual, we, nevertheless, that is, to be sure, so to speak, have no money.
No money? My, what a drag. But never fear, our old friend Henry Homewood the banker, will never evict us from our humble premises. 10 times already he has stumbled in vain up the steep and winding mountain path. Today will be the 11th, and surely once again he will give us a break.
Surely, because we are pure, humble, and innocent, not to mention white, Anglo-Saxon, and Protestant. The powers above will bless us all the days of our lives. This morning, for instance, the powers above have blessed us with both sunshine and birdies.
Well, we may have sunshine just now, child, but I hear thunder in the offing.
Thunder? Nonsense, dear Auntie. That is only a knock at our humble door. But who could it be?
knocks at all, but bursts in like with a breath of fresh air.
Auntie, why must you tease me about Terrence? But who could be at the door? Who indeed? Where lies the answer?
The answer, dear child, may well lie outside the door.
I have an idea. What if I were like, fly the way to the door? Ooh, open it.
Do as you think best, child.
Greetings and salubriations, my dear madam. Forgive my untimely intrusion. I was led to believe that an old widow lived here. Not a handsome young wench. Such as you.
You are too kind, dear sir.
How right she is. I can't stand being civil. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Desmond Darkacre, at your service. At my service is more like it.
But do stop mumbling, dear sir, and tell us. What brings you to our happy, albeit humble home on this sunny, albeit partly cloudy morning?
Ours? Did you say our home, madam? Well, aha! What have we here? What fair flower of spring is this? A flower, I'll wager, ripe for the plucking. So what is your name, little girl?
My name is Chastity Wildflower.
I like your last name, madam.
I am a fair and innocent young maiden.
Leave everything to me. She makes me rise in great excitement. But I must come to the point. I have come here to offer you $500,000 for this humble home.
This shack?
Auntie!
This humble home?
None other, my dear.
But why dear sir, might so elegant a gentleman desire such a humble home?
Was just a passing whim. Was just the rustic look of this mountain getaway. 'Twas just a recent discovery of gold, silver, lead, platinum, nickel, plutonium, and oil and buried treasure right beneath this very room. You seem to hesitate, madam. Would you accept 700,000 grand? I mean, dollars.
Oh, Auntie! At last our fortune is made! We will be rich and wealthy forever! Forever and ever! Hallelujah!
Silence, child. Don't you know old aunties in melodramas never sell the family home to dark strangers?
Curses! Swear it again! But wait! Since the old fool won't sell, I'm free to use devious means. I love devious means, they make me feel good all over.
Dear sir, with all my heart.
And I must certainly get rid of you, you old battle axe, with all due speed.
You are truly a kind
Greetings, absent.
Greetings, Henry. Did you have a pleasant trudge up the steep and winding mountain path?
Pleasant. I damn near fell off.
Oh, my innocent ears!
Oh, fate has fell into my unscrupulous, although well-manicured hands.
Oh, I dreamt I was queen of the mainland. What? Eek! Do I detect my frail body in the arms of a man? Eek! Shout! Yell! Scream! Holler! Eek!
You shut up, child. Henry, I have sorry news for your aged ears. Once again, we cannot meet the mortgage.
Meat and porridge. I'm sorry, absent. I've already had.
Meet the mortgage.
Would you stop your You're mumbling, man, woman.
Stand back! I have a way with the handicapped. She said she can't meet the mortgage. Is that perfectly clear?
Can't meet the mortgage, hey, absent? Well, why didn't you tell me? I know times have been hard, but us kindly old capitalists can be lenient with widows and orphans.
Oh, I knew you'd understand, Henry.
A senile old banker. What a stroke of luck! Dear sir, I would enjoy discussing with you about opening an account. And maybe to settle one.
Please watch your step on the mountain path, dear Henry. The footing is treacherous.
Have no fear, young lady. I'm as agile as a mountain goat.
Oh, allow me to help you, sir. And soon I'll be helping him down. I'm going to give the old fool a few minutes head start. Then Henry Homeward and I are going to have a little mountain rendezvous. I'll convince him to change his will slightly in my favor. Then old Henry Homeward may have a slight accident. Madam, I believe I heard somebody calling you from yonder room.
Oh, strange. Who could it be? All right, just hobble out and see.
Mr. Darkacre, we, seem to be all alone in this otherwise empty room. The weather has indeed been lovely lately, do you not agree?
This dish is so tempting I would sink to any depths, even proposal. My dear Miss Wildflower, I'm normally shy and cannot express myself fluently, but I must beg for your hand in marriage. I have a love that burns. It's as tender as it is true, as pure as it is passionate, and as raw as it is romantic. I can offer you little other than riches, social standing, and my own handsome self. But I must have you nevertheless, because a tiny silver bell tinkles in my heart every time you smile upon my face.
Really? A tiny silver bell? Are you serious?
No, really, a tiny silver bell. Are you listening?
Oh, how I love all this rubbish. Yes, Mr. Darkacre, the weather has been so lovely lately.
But I am sincerely and truly in love with you, as heaven is my witness.
And yet, I fear we shall have rain. How sad. But for the farmers, however, what a blessing.
The young trollop is playing hard to get. I must change my tactics. Your answer, Miss Wildflower.
Oh, well, it hurts. Yes, Mr. Darkacre, it has been a dry season and remarkably windy.
Oh!
Such a pity you must rush off, Mr. Darkacre.
Oh, egad! She's right. Henry Homeward reached me at Dead Man's Curve. I must be off, but I will be back soon, Miss Wildflower.
Well, how delightfully mysterious.
Good day, Miss Wildflower.
You may call me Chastity for short.
Chastity for short, but not for long.
What a kind man. My woman's intuition never lies.
I looked in every corner of the closet. Nothing there except several bottles of my cough syrup. I think Mr. Darkacre has left. And dear old Henry Homewood has left also. Oh, how I worried about poor old Henry on that steep mountain path.
Surely the powers above will protect dear Henry on the narrow trail.
Whoa! Uh-oh.
What a dreadful sound was that?
Did you hear a distant cry, child?
I fear I did, dear Auntie. Let us pray that it was not old Henry Homeward plunging to his reward. Let us clear from our minds the gory details, the mangled remains, the blood splattered everywhere.
Chastity has such a vivid imagination. Let's have a little positive thinking.
Oh yes, every cloud must have a silver lining.
When you walk through a storm, keep your head up high.
I am dreaming of a white Christmas!
After all, the sun is still shining, and the birds are still singing.
Oh, true. How I love their repetitive little songs. But hark! They have stopped! Goodness, dear Auntie, it has begun to rain!
How dreary. I do believe I'll fall asleep counting my blessings. I've been up after all for almost 2 hours.
I too have had a rather strenuous morning. Maybe I should just lie down on the floor and take a little nap until the next character makes his or her entrance. Good night. Another knock on our humble door? Surely our humble door is about to fall from its humble hinges. Good and merciful heavens, a rain-soaked girl of about my age! And she carries a damp pile of suspicious-looking blankets. Should I let her in? Surely she'll trip on the rug. I can't ask Auntie for advice. Let her in. I will let her in and do my good deed for the day. Please, will you not enter our humble hovel? Whoever might you be, young rain-soaked girl? She looks strangely familiar.
I shall not tell, but may the powers above bless you for allowing me to stand here dripping on your rug. She looks strangely familiar.
I am Chastity Wildflower, a fair young maiden, fancy-free. Yonder is my aged aunt snoring in her favorite chair.
She too looks strangely familiar. Ah, once I too had a humble home that looked like your humble home. And an aged aunt who looked like your aged aunt. And a sweet sister who looked like you.
What a remarkable coincidence!
Some.
Now seen our humble chair? I am burning to know why she left her humble home, but I am too polite to ask.
You are no doubt burning to know why I left my humble home. But are too polite to ask.
Why did you leave your humble home?
I left my humble home in search of a tall, dark stranger who loved me and left me.
Loved you and left you?
Left me, in fact, with the contents of this damp pile of blankets.
Is it a... It's a baby! Oh, gasp! Oh, groan! How shocking! What a scandal! How degraded you must feel! What a threat you are to an innocent
owner of Spring Gulch Bank, I must have you and that fossil yonder fork over the last 11 mortgage payments pronto, or I will have Sheriff Tinfoil evict you from the premises.
Yes! My woman's intuition may have been fibbing earlier. Mr. Darkacre seems slightly less kindly than I had first imagined. Oh, sir, please have pity on a helpless old woman and a ravishing young girl.
Pity? The word does not occur in my depraved vocabulary. There's only one thing that you can do that may make me change my mind. Can you tell me what that might be?
I cannot guess. Oh! Unhand me, you villain, or I shall scream! I shall scream!
Scream away, my little delphinium! I've always loved a screaming girl.
Faster than a speedy bullet, more powerful than a mighty locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Who else but I, Terrence Truelove, conqueror of the age, protector of the weak, and willing to fight the never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way. What a splendid chap I am. Go, villain, and never darken this doorway again.
The young lady and I were just merely having idle chat. But since I have a pressing engagement, I must be off. I'd like to press this meddling fool under a steamroller. You have not heard the last of Desmond Darkacre.
I beg your pardon?
He who laughs last catches the worm.
What a nasty chap, I say.
Oh, yes, Terrence.
How fortunate that you and I are to be so pure.
Oh, yes, Terrence.
So virtuous.
Oh, yes, Terrence.
So free of the evil that lurks in that man's breast.
Eek! I hope you meant chest. Terrence is so risque.
I love her for her unstained heart and stainless steel mind. Come, my dearest Chastity, let us speak of other things. We have been engaged now for 9 years. 9 years! If it were, so to speak, in essence, balanced on the brink of bliss. My dearest Chastity, when will you offer me your hand?
As soon, dearest Terrence, as I feel that you will forever resist the temptations of worldly evil, such as strong drink and wicked city women, then I will become your blushing bride.
For 30 years I have abstained, not only from alcohol, but also opium and other dangerous drugs. I have lived my life as a monk, a holy hermit.
Not yet, but you may continue wooing me until I weaken at last. But now, dearest Terrence, would you be so kind as to guard our humble home while I fetch today's eggie from our humble hen?
I will guard it with my life. With my life! And not only my life, my sacred honor. As protector of this house.
Terrence says the sweetest
As
things.
a member of the membership of the volunteer fire department, I will protect this house. I will protect this house from a mouse. If I find a box, I will put it in a box. Although, I do have to say, I did get up rather early this morning. I had a very large lunch. I'm a little bit tired. So with nothing on the coast, I think Terrence will take a little. dress. How exciting. I feel that you have missed your turn, miss. Perhaps you've missed several.
But I haven't missed you, big boy. Little does he know I used to live in this very house with the old bag in the chair and my hoity-toity sister, Chastity.
And not only that, miss, but you may have missed your train. Oh, what a catastrophe!
Well, don't let it break you up, big boy. You can entertain me until the next train by telling me all about these rippling muscles you're wearing.
My, how perceptive she is. To tell you the truth, dear Miss.
The name's Nightshade, big boy.
To tell you the truth, dear Miss Lampshade. To tell you the truth, dear Miss Lampshade, these muscles of which you speak were bestowed upon me by the powers above, as a reward for my purity of heart, regular church attendance, as well as membership in the Spring Gulch Athletic Club. Oh, gasp! Do my young, humble, muscular eyes see what they seem to see? Certainly you would not besmirch this happy household with the accursed spirits of gasp, distilled liquor.
Distilled liquor? Whatever gave you that idea? Boy, is he dumb. I'll tell him it's sarsaparilla and loaded on it. Fear not, big boy. This is merely sarsaparilla. I only carry it in a whiskey flask because I can't afford anything better.
Oh, my heart goes out to this humble young underprivileged girl. Please, Miss Lampshade, forgive my unjust interference.
Baiting this rube is going to be more fun than watching that old geezer get pushed off the cliff by the dark, handsome stranger. I forgive you, sweetie. Here, have a swig of sarsaparilla.
A million thanks, dear Miss Lampshade.
You can call me Violet, and I'll call you...
Terrence Trulong for short.
Go do it.
My, what an unusual brand of sarsaparilla you have here, dear Miss Violet.
Uh-oh.
It warms me through and through. It cries out to be drained to the dregs. My, what a pity you did not bring 2 bottles of sarsaparilla, my dear Violet.
Violet! This is terrible. He drank enough of that rock not to kill a horse, but he's still on his feet. I may have a little more fun than I bargained for.
Goodness gracious me. A whole series of evil yet irresistible impulses have just sprung into my pure heart. How tiresome. It suddenly seems to be true to only one woman. Currently, I'd rather remain true to, well, half a dozen or so. Dearest little violin.
Violet.
No, my dear, you are a violin, and I shall play a pretty little tune on you. No, where are you going, little violin? Where are you going? Oh, a little game, eh? Got you. Where are you going, little violin? Got you. Now what?
What a lovely eggy the henny has laid. Oh, gruesome spectacle! Oh, pageant of horror! Oh, gruesome sight for virgin orbs!
This young girl previously holding a basket seems oddly familiar. But my drink-soaked brain can't seem to place her.
Leave this house and never come within 500 yards of me again, Terrence Falselung, betrayer of decent womanhood, traitor to all your vows, perverter of morality! Oh, I shall swoon! I shall swoon!
Whoa! She has swooned! awareness, oh ghastly revelation, suddenly all comes back to me now. I have betrayed the holy vows of my engagement. All is lost.
You know, I'm beginning to think this root here was going steady with my sister.
I feel fuzzy in the head and sick in the stomach.
Well, don't come near me.
You are a violet woman, Scarlet.
Violet!
Scarlet. You have led me down the path of wickedness and damnation. I would say, even more so at your expense. But I suddenly feel a need for a quick trip to the outhouse.
Either they've got the outhouse in the closet here, or Country Boy just hit the wrong door. Well, things aren't getting any livelier around here, that's for sure. Looks like everybody's done passed out. Well, wait, somebody's coming. Ooh, a tall, handsome cowboy with a big, shiny badge. Howdy, mister. Oh, Sheriff. Is this me, little good-looking Violet Nightshade?
Oh, you give me quite a turn there, Missy.
Ooh, I love your big old good-looking hat.
Well, I got business here today. Why, I was about to evict these here folks on account of they ain't paid up on their mortgage. Mr. Darkacre done told me to.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Darkacre, he's a new banker. Well, you know, now that kindly old Henry Homeward done plunged to his reward.
Would that be Desmond Darkacre?
Mm-hmm.
That rat. He did one thing I can never forgive him for.
Why, well, what's that, Missy? He take liberties with you?
No, he ignored me completely from the moment we met.
Ignored you, huh?
Completely. Nobody, but nobody ignores Violet Nightshade. If Desmond Darkacre wants to evict my family, I'll fight him all the way. Sheriff, baby, you wouldn't want to make me cry by turning out these poor, innocent women and children into the cold, cruel world. You wouldn't do that now, would you all?
Well, I sure do hate evicting poor old women and children and all, but the law is the law. Well, it's kind of been a slow week in town.
But Sheriff.
Now tell me, where do you think I ought to stand when I read this here notice? Probably here by the door. Or, wait, maybe I get a better response if I stood by the window. Okay. By the powers invested in me, by the authorities of this here county, I'm gonna...
I got it. The old geezer getting pushed off the cliff was Henry Homeward, the banker. And the dark, handsome stranger pushing him was Desmond Darkacre. That rat. If I can get Sheriff Tinfoil to view the mangled remains of Henry Homeward, then we'll have the goods on Darkacre and I can watch him strung up and I'll cheer. In the meantime, the sheriff will propose to me for my good looks and detective skills, and we can open a little dance hall and saloon out behind the jail. Whoopee!
Constituency, whereas it's written on a statue somewhere in the county.
Sheriff, baby, before you read Louis, I was wondering if maybe you all would like to go on a little old mountain walk with me.
A mountain walk,
Yes, and while we were out, I could tell you a story of crime that, well, it might just uncurl that big, bushy mustache of yours.
The story of crime, I'm sorry, Missy, duty calls. I've got to evict these here folks on account they ain't paid their mortgage. Unpleasant as that might seem, actually, it might seem kind of fun. Make me look like I'm important or something.
Are you sure you won't come, Sheriff? If we don't hurry, we won't be back before dark.
Well, I think maybe duty just done quit calling. All right, honey, we can go on that mountain walk, but let's not hurry.
Satisfaction will soon be mine! I am preparing for Miss Wildflower to meet the train! There, it looks like she's been expecting me. Well, what happened to that fool sheriff? And what am I going to do with that? Wake up, you confounded old hag!
I must have dozed off for a moment. Why, it's grown dark already. Who's here? Oh, it's dear Mr. Darkacre. Welcome, dear sir, once again.
Silence, you fool! I am no friend of yours! I just evicted you from this shack, and I'm about to tie up your niece to the rails in front of the Sundown Express.
Oh, I love people with a sense of humor. Sundown Express.
Get out! Beat it! Scram!
Could I fix you a nice cup of tea, Mr. Darkacre? There comes the Sundown Express. Right on time.
And right through this very room, now that I've rearranged the tracks a little. But what am I going to do with this infernal ant? There are times when a man wants to be alone with his girl.
I wonder what happened to Chastity.
Well, I believe I heard her calling you from yonder closet, madam. Allow me.
How intriguing. Why don't I just step right in and see?
Ha! Time to wake up, my little lotus blossom! Time to bloom one more time before the season ends!
What kind words are these that waft me from my swoon?
Soon the Grim Reaper will mow down all the flowers!
It has grown dark. Where is dear auntie?
Dear Auntie? I believe she has came down with a small taste of closetophobia. Now allow me to make you comfortable on these rails over here.
What is the meaning of this? Why are there tracks in the living room? Why do I hear that train whistle? Why do you show such lack of good manners as you bind me to these rails? My woman's intuition suddenly tells me all is not well.
I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling a little run down lately. the sheriff out.
That didn't go so good. Well, the family that lies together dies together.
I have heard all from my vantage point in yonder stinking closet. For it is I, Melanie Bo Peep, long lost sister of Chastity Wildflower. I am here to save my family from their bloody designs.
How?
The powers above will give me strength, for I recognize you as a man who loved me and left me with this damp pile of blankets.
You are mistaken, lady.
Quiet, little Desmond. You see, sir, there is no mistake.
I suppose you want to rescue your family and then shackle me in unholy matrimony, eh? Well, how about I arrange for you to live with your
my footing on that path. Done knocked me colder than a mackerel.
Hooray!
2-3 hours.
The powers above have rewarded each and every one. That means I can marry this villain after all, since he's not a murderer. He can start washing dishes tomorrow. And I can marry Sheriff Tinfoil, and we can open a little dance hall and saloon out behind the jail.
And I can marry Terrence Trulong, whom I will forgive from his trespasses, for he has saved me from a horrible, yet interesting fate. We must wait a few more years, darling, to make sure you have truly reformed.
And I can marry Henry Homer, the banker. Solve the mortgage problem once and for all. Stock up on our cough syrup. And hang on his hoagies are real tight on the mountain.
Sounds like one of those corny, happy endings. I hate those.
Express is going the wrong way.
I hope you had as much fun as we did. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to present our cast. Sadie Bruins and Ashley Crouch as our fancy card girls. Sherry Hansen is our MC. Kay Dayton is Ann Absent. Dennis Wiedemeyer is Henry Homework. Is Violet Nightshade, Chad Wood is Sheriff Tinfoil. Lena Burns is Melody Volpe, Harley Hansen is Simon Darkacre. Ronna Kruger is Chastity Wildflower, Dusky Sly is Terrence Trulong.